All right, good morning, y'all. We are getting ready. We're up, and I'm about to go to the gym. But the title for today is "How I Knew It Was Time to Go Without Making a Scene." And I'll give you two different scenarios. One in when you're in a relationship, and the other is when you are in a work situation. Okay? So the first one, the work situation. Okay. So I was working for this company, and I had, again, it was COVID times, and this goes along the story with the girls. If you haven't seen that video. So I'm working at this company, and it's COVID times, and you know if you haven't seen the video, go watch the video where I fall out with these girls. I forget what the title is, but it's just go find the video. I hardly have any videos, okay? Um and after a while, I just knew, cuz I wanted more in life, and the place I was working, it was just a little bit too unprofessional for me. And you'll know when it's time to go, cuz you want to argue no more. You don't have nothing to say no more. You see people getting fired for um, telling the truth. HR is afraid of black people. That's the biggest red flag, when you got that white boy in HR, and he got all the fucking tattoos, but when you go to HR, they don't do shit. Goodbye. All right. So I knew it was time to go, because again, I knew I wanted more in life. I knew that there's nothing that was going to come from the job that I had. And the place was ratchet. But here's the thing, they were afraid that I was going to leave. And I feel like they had the feeling that I was going to leave, because I had put in some PTO, and baby, I don't put in PTO. At the time, I didn't put any PTO in, because I was like on my workaholic type stuff. I was just trying to pay bills and get myself out of debt. And I don't know. I don't know what I was spending my money on. I think it was just I think it was some other stuff, but so I put the PTO in, and one of the ladies, I felt like she felt like I was gonna leave and not come back, and they were kept, are you gonna leave me? In my mind, hell yeah. But to her, I was just like, no, I'm gonna come back this day, and blah blah blah. Not knowing that I had got another job, or I had got a like a job interview or something. So she wants me to come in, and she wants me to stay over. And I'm thinking, okay. So I stayed for a little while. And I was on second shift. So, like, you stay over. If you stay over, you stay in until like 12 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning. Baby, I said no. I walked out on, like, halfway in the middle of it, and I left, and I did not come back. What ended up happening though was I scared them. I scared that job. And they ended up they called my mother, they called the police, they called the police twice, they called my aunt. Hell no. My mother ended up calling my aunt. The reason why one of the main reasons why I left the job is that number one, it was ratchet. Number two, when ratchet people run the place, there's not going to be any space for me because I'm not ratchet to level up, because it was just not the environment for me. No, and here's the thing: know your environment. When you're trying to figure out whether it's time to go, if you want to go or stay, or if you're trying to do better in life, know what's for you, know what's not for you. And I knew that that job was not for me. Just the people, the leadership, and I had one of the supervisors come up to me and was like, I wanna see you outside of work. And I didn't give any answer at the time. I ain't initiated nothing. When these, what we have to realize as women, when you get into these jobs that are in a male dominated industry, and they've been in power so long that they can basically do whatever they want, they do. Let me put that down there right now. But people don't realize that when you come in contact with me, you're going to come in contact with karma. So whatever you do to me will come back to you. Okay? So this man asked me to, he asked me to, if I wanted to go out on a date or anything like that. I said, I'm not dating right now. And mind you, this is an old man, old ass looking ass man. This man probably would, looking like he was in his 60s or so. But this was the norm. This is the norm in the area I'm in, with these men. And there was another guy, and he was a short man, very tiny man, shorter. I'm 5'3", 5'5", or no, 5'4". This man had to be like 3 foot, 4 foot, I don't know, and he was the production manager, I guess. And if you know how little people rule, then you know. Threats. He's married, and the girl that he's talking to at work, she in a relationship, and she's one of the mean girls, and she got the man wrapped around her finger, and it's just like, this is how I knew the environment. This was not the environment for me, because you will never have to suck dick to get ahead. Your work, your leadership, your integrity will always speak louder than words, because at the end of the day, this is a industry. And when you mix sexual contact in your profession, you playing with your money. Like, straight up, you are playing with your money. So I left, and that was the end of that. I didn't, after a while, I heard that some people got fired because the same manager that asked me to go, out on a date, his ill wife, called HR and asked them if they knew about what he was doing. Of course they knew. Of course they knew. Because they are like, be mindful of certain people in the office. When they walk through the plant or they walk through the job and they walk in fast, know that they are afraid of coming in contact with other. Okay? That's how we're gonna do this today. Okay? Again, we just gonna go work out.